On today's video, the craziest Rise of Kingdoms report I've ever seen. Well over $300,000 worth of dead troops. Well over 500 million troops participated in this massive thing as 1008 went up against the 229A pass. And Lord have mercy, this 2 hour and 52 minute report is insane. We're gonna go over all of it, and you might have seen the one crazy part of it, but there is so much more to it that is even more insane. You don't want to miss out on that, so sit back and of course don't forget to slap a like on the video and let's go. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Now listen, first of all, shout out to 1008. Thank you for sharing all these reports with us. In this video, I'm going to show you only this one, but there are a few other very, very massive ones. If you want to see those, make sure you slap a like on the video and of course, subscribe to the channel down below. Let's hit like 500 likes and on the next stream, I'll make sure to show you all the reports. Shout out to Sibo, to Gaius and 1008 for being awesome and sending us these reports. One small thing you should know about 1008, they're a very, very tenacious alliance, but their kingdom is not necessarily as active. This means that I would say that this was done by about 100 to 155 people. Okay, so keep that in mind as you see what's gonna happen. As we start scrolling down in this 2 hour and 52 minute report, there are a couple of things I want to point out to you very quickly. As you can see, garrison captains changed hands quite a bit. You'll see every time you see the pass symbol right here, it means that there's a new garrison captain. Some of these guys are AoE, folks who passed by, not AoE, who passed by and tried to tap that Attila Takeda. Others are counter rallies on Attila Takeda. Lord have mercy what we're about to see. And this is where the big stuff is, but we're gonna get there. Look at how much there is before that and after that. And you guys thought the one screenshot was crazy, right? If you haven't seen that screenshot, you're about to see it here. Bam! We start off with an Attila Takeda on Theodora Yi Sun Sin with a well over 5 million dead troops, well over 5 million severely wounded troops, and well over 50 million slightly wounded troops as insanity. 74 million power drop in one instance of that massive thing that I showed you, that huge list. And this is just the first one. Let's look through the buffs real quick and then through the troops so you understand a little bit better what you're seeing. So in terms of Attila Takeda, 335.5% attack. Attila Takeda is very, very nice. 83% health is even better. Add to that the support skills, which are increased normal attack damage of troops by 25%, and troops led by this commander take 30% reduced skill damage and reduced counter attack of 20%. 20% reduced counter attack damage. The defense in this case used the same skills, which I would say are not the worst skills for you to use. Although against an Attila Takeda, the reduced skill damage is not very helpful. Reduced counter damage is all right. And so in this scenario, we have a Theodora Yi Sun Sin and a mixed garrison. Now this mixed garrison theme is going to continue throughout this report, so keep that in mind. A lot of these numbers may seem very, 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 very crazy, but keep in mind that when you do mixed garrison, what ends up happening is folks do tend to stick some sieges in the process. So we will be seeing, we're not going to go through all the craziness of all the troops that were in here in all the other instances, but keep in mind that there are sieges in here, and I would assume that in some of these instances of reports, there's more sieges than others. As this is the first confrontation, I'm assuming there's more fighting troops than there are sieges. But as we go down, I would not be surprised if we see more sieges than we see in here. But there are indeed a mixed set of troops in here, T4s and T5s. Now, we're going to talk about the final numbers once we get closer to the bottom. But keep in mind, this is one of a lot of instances that we're going to go through. And so let's continue and see, you have a little bit of folks who tapped the rally, but some also tried to counter the rally. Here's a counter rally right here by a Genghis Khan Saladin, which was very, very, very unsuccessful. Not the best pick to counter rally Attila Takeda. Add to that the fact that there is a troops led by this commander gain 10% increased troop capacity, which makes absolutely no sense because all it did is it made the march of the guy launching the rally bigger. And no second support skill. So, of course, you're going to get destroyed. Support skills are insanely important nowadays. They matter a lot. And, well, Attila Takeda snacked on some cavalry in here. And with that, that is only one of the many counter rallies. As we keep scrolling down through this report, some folks, like this Ethelfled, thought that they can be brave and do their thing. Not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea. Absolutely not a good idea to do all of these things. Here comes another counter rally with 24 million power down. Oh my goodness, and we're just getting started. 3.3 million severely wounded troops. Oh my goodness gracious. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. The numbers in this report are way too crazy for me to actually crunch them all down in a timely manner. So the numbers that I will be giving you towards the middle of this video of the cost of troops and the numbers and all that are only from the fights on the pass. So on top of the $300,000+ worth of troops out the window, you need to calculate in every single thing you see in terms of troops in counter rallies and all that good stuff. Thank you very much, Death Squad. He made a little bit of a math regarding what's the cost of troops in US dollars. And the numbers he found were about $770 for every 100,000 T5s you train. And that includes speed ups, resources, and all that good stuff. And about $600 for every 100,000 T4s you train. And this is, again, very rough estimate. And so we're going to go with that for the sake of argument. I think he did much more in-depth math, but I didn't want to go too much into it. We're going to keep those numbers there. And so keep in mind those numbers. We still got a lot of numbers to crunch in this video. As we continue, more people wanted to be brave against Attila Takeda. Not a very good idea. Here comes report number 2 from the passes. A captain, I guess, got kicked or died, or I don't know what happened, but for a moment, Kusunoki took over, and that was very, very, very painful for the folks in 229. We don't really need to see what's in here at this stage. And so they noticed, they're like, hello, we need to do something, and then they did this. The pass went as far down as 664,000 troops, which is very, 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 very bad. Going up against a big boy, 2.2 million Attila Takeda rally. We're going to skip through the irrelevant defenses because honestly, I don't believe these guys were planning on defending with these marches. And so we continue to another deadly situation. Don Corleone, I guess, had, well, I don't know what changed in here that it created another report, but it did. The rally filled up. The pass definitely didn't, which means the pass is taking massive, massive, massive beatings right now. And we continue to go on as Don Corleone pain just continues to grow as Attila Takeda gets stronger and stronger and he gets weaker and weaker and almost loses the pass. The pass went very, very close down, and then Constantine Theodora showed up to defend a little bit, and the pass kind of got a little bit of extra heals. But this is where the problem remains. When you have this kind of a despair of troops, you're gonna call the people in here are taking dumb amounts of damage. The people in here are taking a dumb amount of damage. This is not what you want to be doing in a pass. You have to keep filling it. Now, in defense of 229, things are a little bit buggy and laggy and crazy in these level 7s, in these passes in general. And so there is a possibility where from lag, they had a tough time getting the reinforcements in. So keep that in mind as we keep scrolling down to the next insane part of this report. Y'all thought it was over. We're just getting started. Don't forget to slap a like on the video if you're enjoying the content. And of course, if you have questions, ask in the comments down below. Almost 100 million power, about 93 million power gone for 6.9 million dead troops, 6 million plus severely wounded, and over 50 million on their way in the slightly wounded department as Charles Martel Theodora take over. Now, they started low, but they ended up a bit higher. All of this reinforcements as Charles Martel Theodora on the wall now, a better defense theoretically. However, the problem with this defense is that it requires full infantry for proper defense against Attila Takeda. Starting off with 459,000 troops is very, very, very bad. And add to that the fact that Attila Takeda is fairly nasty. The skills used was indeed the same skill as the attack, and on the defense, infantry units led by this commander gained 40% increased health, which is kind of nuts. The problem in here is very simple. If we take a look at the troops, while we do have remaining infantries in here, I don't believe that all of this defense was straight up infantries. As you can see right there, archers and cavalry. And so sieges, putting a infantry defense on a mixed troop building, big no-no. Big no-no. Big no-no. And so we continue to go through a crazy report. I mean, these guys are already in it. The folks in 1008 are down about 66 million power. The folks in 229 are already down 100 million power. Both of the big reports so far. And you still got the craziest of them all to come. But let's continue. And so as we go down, more chaos. Guan Joan hero by fire. Probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. Oh, those T4s. And make it even crazier. Not a good idea. So many kills. I'm so jealous. A counter rally by Guan Leonidas didn't do too good either. It got wrecked. It didn't even cancel. 500,000 dead troops on the 362. 500,000 severely wounded on the 362. No deads. 2 million power worth of a difference. A W for 1008 again. And if we look at Guan Yu Leonidas, this time infantry led by this commander gained 15%. This guy didn't even have the skill at level 5, which sucks that you don't have the commander available at level with a level 5 skill. At least the skill right here, while on the map, troops led by this commander are immune to all damage reduction debuffs, and their normal attacks have a 10% chance to do that, plus reduced healing effects by 30% for 5 seconds. This is not a bad defensive skill. It's not a bad offensive skill either. Damage reduction debuff, immune to all damage reduction debuffs are important if you're counter rallying, but I don't know how much this was good, and that at level 1 is definitely a killer for Raz Art. And I'm assuming at least the counter rally was full infantry, so that at least was as consistent as it can be. Let's keep going down as more heroes tried to show up in here. 172,000 T5 severely wounded. Yeah, have fun healing that hospital. Not what you want to do. It's definitely not what you want to do. And then comes another counter rally of madness. Y'all thought this was over. We haven't even gotten to the biggest numbers yet. And we're 12 minutes into this video, for crying out loud. 11.4 million power down, 1.3 million severely wounded, 500,000 more on the counter rally than on the rally that's just keeps getting filled up. That rally maintains itself over 2 million troops consistently, which is insane for 1008 to continually keep feeding this rally nonstop. And I'm assuming that they, knowing them, had all cavalries in here, all cavalry rally. They did not allow the infantries in here, as, I mean, oh my goodness, T5s all over the place, T4s all over the place. Giving you quick math, if we talk about T4s versus T5s, the cost in US dollars is not that big of a difference. And the reason for that is primarily because the time of training troops between T4s and T5s is not that big, the difference between them. So keep that in mind when we hit the final numbers. When it comes to this rally, it was much better, although it did pretty terrible. Infantry led by this unit gained 40% increased health, and again, we're back to normal attacks with 25% damage. And we're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen, as we keep going down. More folks trying to suicide into the rally, make the rally a little bit longer and frustrating for us to scroll through. Another instance of the pass right here, as 11 million troops go down to 11 million power goes down to the 6.5, 841 to the 443 deads. I mean, this is just a slaughter. Again, a garrison that was not meant to be a garrison. It was meant to fill as many troops as it can. Ay vey. And things just get crazier and crazier from here on, as the big boy has not shown up just yet. And once it does, all will be revealed. I think, no, we're not there yet. I'm trying to build suspense. 8.9 million power, 700,000 dead troops. Add that to the bank. for 1008. And here we go. One more hit on the pass. These are not meant to be Garrison captains, but they are. And it hurts. Oh my goodness. And it hurts. And it hurts. It keeps hurting until the final one. Once Rock Lee got in here, that was the final Garrison captain. And oh my goodness. I mean, I gotta be... oh my God. Here's the thing. This is the screenshot that's been going around. We finally hit the climax of this report. 500 million power down. 40 million dead troops. About 40 million severely wounded. And 300 million slightly wounded troops. To make this probably the biggest numbers we've ever seen in Rise of Kingdoms. Now let me give you a little bit of context on math behind these numbers, okay? Kind of crazy, right? Math behind the numbers. We didn't even calculate the full report because it was way too much. But up to this point, we're talking, if this was strictly T4s only, about $320,000 worth of dead troops throughout this report all the way up, and there's still more down. If it was full T5s, we're looking at $420,000 worth of dead troops. So between $320,000 to $420,000 worth of dead troops up to here, and that's only on pass hits, and I believe there's 2 pass hits I missed. No, all the way to here, pass hits are in my math. So counter rallies didn't count, and suicides didn't count either. I don't believe that this is what was on the wall. I truly don't think that these guys left an Osman without skills on the wall to take 26 million deads. I don't believe they did this. This has to be a visual bug. But Lord, have mercy on their souls, as hopefully this doesn't crash the report. It could. It definitely could. Oh boy, did we just crash the report? We almost did. Rock Lee brought in everything he had. Rock Lee brought literally everything he had into this pass. Look at how many marches the man had in here. Look at how many marches of T5s the man has in here. Oh my goodness. Sieges. Of course there's sieges and infantry all over. Look at this. I mean, this man's nuts. And there's so many of these people who did this over and over. But a mixed troops garrison. Oof, chat. Oof. Unbelievable. Truly astounding. Massive congrats to 1008 and shout out to 229 for taking the beating. I mean, oh my goodness gracious. From here on out, there's more counter rallies, and Attila Takeda that attempted to counter rally Attila Takeda. It was definitely weaker, which hurt them quite a lot. And there's just more coming. More coming. Suicides. Severely wounded. T5s. You don't need T4s. You don't need T4s, right? Another counter rally. A little bit better, but still very painful. And someone definitely has a full hospital in this rally. And it just gets, it's just unbelievable. At this point, we're past the peak, but there's still counter rallies on suicides. And this report just keeps going. T4s. Counter rally, Chandragupta William, unsuccessful, and it just keeps going. If we go take a quick peek at this counter rally, what are the skills that were used in here? Same skill, but at level 4 on here. And this one at level 5, we've seen it already lead the charge. That obviously, Attila Takeda that are attacking did not change their skills throughout this report. And I mean, counter rallies on counter rallies on counter rallies on hitting the pass, and unbelievable damage. Unbelievable damage. At this point, an Alex YSG seems very desperate of a counter rally. And it just continues. It continues and continues and continues. Now, this video is way too long already, so we're going to cut it here. But just to finalize with a few numbers for you guys, okay? We're talking about 531 million troops participated in fighting for the gates. And that's all the way up to that big report, and anything under it, I did not count. We're talking about 749 million power down. We're talking about 56,444,000 dead troops and 54 million severely wounded troops, and a whopping 420 million slightly wounded troops. This is complete bonkers. And I mean, it continues. And it continued beyond those numbers. No counter rallies were calculated in those numbers, and no suicide marches counted into this. Now, I honestly don't get why Piff Paff finds it appropriate to do this. I'm assuming this is a bot of some sort, because why on earth would someone sit there and send small marches to hit the counter rally again and again? Is there something I'm missing? Let me know in the comments down below why they do this. But, I mean, it doesn't end. It doesn't end. And this is one report. There's a couple of other nasty ones, too, out here by 1008. I mean, Lord have mercy. Let's keep scrolling a little bit more. While I appreciate all of you for watching this video, don't forget again to slap a like on it and subscribe to the channel down below. I really want to show you a little bit more. But honestly, this is so long already as is. And I mean, there's so many different people who counter rallied with different skills and different skill levels. And I mean, this is as close of an Attila Takeda as we had on the attack. But damn, Daniel, damn. Another pass thing, I did not calculate this. We didn't get that far down in our calculations. But here is the end of the report, and here is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one. Peace.